Hello, Namaste, and welcome. My name is Urmila. I am an energy worker, a healer. In this video, I am going to talk more about forgiveness and resentment. I teach forgiveness, to be precise, how to forgive while letting go of resentments. You see, many of us walk around with open wounds. When I say open wounds, I mean emotional wounds. We carry around resentment, and wrapped in it, the feelings of anger or hatred or disappointment, regret, and so on. These resentments are a result of events inflicted during childhood or later, mostly while growing up. In my healing sessions, I noticed that many of my clients struggled with letting go of resentments. Some had resentment with parents or a parent, some with spouse, some with in-laws, and so on. Unwillingness to forgive came up strongly. The idea of embracing forgiveness and letting go of resentment was met with lots of but. But I was hurt. But they shouldn't have done this. But look at the toll it took on me, and so on. This reaction is natural because the hurt has been felt, and deeply so, by the individual. Some of my clients maintained, I have forgiven already and moved on. However, I see clear signs of resentment still manifest in verbal and non-verbal communication. You see, we can live with resentment for years, decades, and even lifetimes without realizing how self-harming it is. Some of my clients were ready to forgive but didn't know how, so they lived with it for years. Actually, embracing forgiveness may seem difficult, but it is not so. Let's talk about why forgiveness seems difficult. There are different belief systems around it. One prime notion is forgiving means making amendments with the offender. Not really. This is not a correct notion. The practice of forgiveness allows one to overcome resentment against the offender. It does not imply overlooking the wrongdoing. As regards keeping in touch or being friendly with the offender, it is up to the person's wisdom. In case of physical abuse, life-threatening abuse, it might be dangerous to be friendly. The other strong belief that doesn't let people take the path of forgiveness is I would lose my identity if I forgave. Loss of identity can be summarized as the feeling of I am nothing. If I forgive, then I don't mean anything. My hurt doesn't mean anything. But this I is a burden if you come to think of it. And forgiveness is freedom. Self-identity is never lost but gets uplifted when one forgives. It is just instinctual nature that makes us fear losing identity. But here's the thing. If we possess divine qualities in our nature, which is our innate goodness, we can live that innate goodness instead of fear and make this inherent goodness as the identity and go egoless. The other notion preventing the attitude of forgiveness is if I am thinking to forgive, I will have to relive the hurt of the past incidents, and I do not want to go through the pain again. I have taken years to suppress this pain, so why the work? Guess what? Suppression is not the answer. It is a temporary relief for the mind. How do we know? Because hurt has the tendency to rise on its own whim and fancy, just with a little nudge. That's all it takes, a little provocation, and the whole hurt gets played over and over again. In the practice of forgiveness, however, one must go through the pain, confront it to release it. There is no other way. We suppress pain, but it takes a lot of energy to do that. Hence, one feels constantly drained of energy. So, even forgiveness teacher Mahatma Das says, resentment is a constant form of stress. Harboring resentment leads to many kinds of physical and psychological ailments. We also don't like to forgive because we don't want to be accountable for emotional adjustments that we will have to make in the process of forgiveness. And you know what? So we blame. We blame people, situations, events, circumstances. Blaming comes easy. Blaming, is an excuse to not forgive. It is easy to point fingers for the failures. In the practice of forgiveness, we don't blame. We start taking responsibility for our future actions and thoughts. And we also treat ourselves gently as we go through the process. Yes, forgiveness is a process, and therefore one can take their own time to process their past hurts to be able to forgive. I hope this information was helpful. Please reflect on them. Know that forgiveness is possible. One may have 100 reasons not to forgive. Similarly, one may have 100 reasons to do so. Forgive. Forgiveness carries enormous benefits to the forgiver. It outweighs the costs of resentment. And in the end, the forgiver is the one who profits for life. Again, I teach a course on forgiveness, to be precise, how to forgive. If you want to join the course, you can contact me. My details are below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email. And yes, if you like the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and let's make forgiveness an emotional health priority. I will be posting more on the subject of forgiveness. Have a great day or evening. See you soon. Namaste.